Hello everyone, welcome to iExamB. I am Prachi Agarwal. In today's session, we will be talking about eligibility, the selections trend, what has been, and the cutoff analysis for SEBI Grade A exam general for the generalist post. We are starting with a 100 days plan from September, and we received a lot of queries because there are students who have had confusions related to the eligibility, and then were also misunderstandings or scare or confusion related to whether non-finance students will be able to clear this exam or not. So I am addressing those issues today. If you have anything else related, any other queries, please do keep writing in the comments box, in the chat box, and I will try to answer all your queries today about this. Okay, so one by one I'll be covering the points. First is about the date, why you should take it seriously, and not that we say that you should not be preparing for these exams or you should not study, but one date gives you a little motivation, an end date, and the good news is we do have expected dates intimation which Sushil Ragde sir did share with you all. So the phase 1 exam is expected to be in the last week of January, and the phase 2 somewhere in the last week of February. Now this is the date for you, so this is what you can aim for. And accordingly plan your studies. We have sufficient time to do that, provided we use that time judiciously, right? So any amount of time is enough if taken seriously, and no time is enough if we keep wasting it, if we keep procrastinating. So I hope no more procrastination, and we start today. Apart from what I cover in this session today, any other queries related to notification update, strategy, if you want to hear straight from Sushil Ragde sir, who always gives the right information related to notifications, exams, strategy, your preparation technique and all, he will be available today for an e-seminar at 8:15 p.m. So if you've still not registered for this, please register. You will find the link in the description box, right? So this Sushil Ragde sir will be answering your queries straightly in this seminar today. Okay, if I talk about the eligibility now, let's discuss the points that you all had sent through Google form in the last session, the Google form you all had filled. So queries were related to eligibility. I'm talking about the generalist post today specifically, right? So if I talk about what is given the last notification, right? These informations are as per the last notification that came out in January 2022. There is no reason to believe that there will be any change in this. If at all, it will be made lenient, but not stricter than this. So the things that are there is who all is eligible: any master's degree. Please notice this is any master's degree, right? So it could be a master's degree in commerce, it could be in science, it could be in engineering, it could be in English, it could be in psychology, it could be in any arts subject, it could be geography, history, anything. Any discipline, master's degree is eligible to apply for this particular exam. If we talk about the bachelor's degree, they have mentioned only two. One is your bachelor's degree in law and your bachelor's degree in engineering. So bachelor's degree, only these two streams will be allowed. If you have a bachelor's in commerce, BCom you have done only, and not done any other master's or post-graduation degree after that, then you will not be eligible. Okay, but if in addition to these you have a CA degree, a CFA degree, a CS or a CWA, then you will be eligible. If in addition to this you have an MBA, you will be eligible. If you have a post-graduation diploma in management, you will be eligible, right? And I'm not saying this will be combination with this only. It could be any graduation degree in combination with any master's degree. But if it is only bachelor's degree, then in law or in engineering will be eligible, right? Another thing to notice is there is no minimum percentage criteria. So you need to have a degree It is not required that you need to have any kind of minimum marks like 50% or 55% or 60%, right? So the eligibility is actually very, very simple and very, very easy and lenient in case of SEBI. So you should be taking advantage of this aspect. I hope this is now very clear. There were certain queries from certain students. One of them was Vipul, who had asked us in the Google form whether he has done BCom, so will he be eligible? So simple BCom is not eligible. You should have some other master's degree with it, or if you have done CA, then it will be eligible, or CFA, as I'm repeating, CS, company secretary, or CWA, cost and works accountant, right? So this is about the eligibility for SEBI exam from the generalist stream. Okay, and this generalist stream has the maximum number of vacancies. It was 80 vacancies which were fully filled in 2022. Before this, if I talk about in 2020 also there were 80 vacancies, and before that in 2018 there were 84 vacancies. So in this range there have been vacancies in the generalist post. Now coming to the next question which we received a lot in our Google form was, is the exam very difficult for non-finance students? So when we were talking about eligibility here, you will notice that eligibility is there for bachelor's degree in engineering and any other master's degree. So they are allowing bachelor's degree in engineering while not allowing bachelor's degree in commerce to be taken, or any other finance like BBA or BMS, right? So these they are not allowing, but bachelor's in engineering they are allowing. So there is some reason, right? But given the papers 2 requirements where you have to study accounts, you have to study commerce, you have to study costing, you have to study Companies Act, there is a general fear in science students that this exam will be difficult for them to crack. Now this is more of a myth, a fear that has been spread in the minds of the people to deter them or make them to study from certain aspects. So this is a very, very incorrect point, and actually it's a myth, and that's why I'm calling it a myth. Okay, now let us look at some of the facts. Now this data relates to 2020 selection. Similar data is awaited for 2022 as of now, but if I do look at the 2020 data, the selections last year, if I see from the eligibility point of view and the degrees that people held, there were selections of CAs around 29 people. There people may have overlapping degrees also. Cost accountants 3, CS 2, CFA only 1, bachelor's degree in engineering were 27. So it is almost at par with CA level candidates, and master's degree is 33. Now this could be a combination of both students who had some level of finance through MBA at their master's level and some which did not. So it's a combination. So very easily I can say 50-50 there has been finance and non-finance background people selection, right? And this is actual facts, right? This is not made up data. This is the actual data which was given and provided by SEBI itself, right? So there is no such thing as non-finance students are at any kind of disadvantage in preparation of this exam or even clearing of this exam. There is another data. If you look at the breakup of the workforce in SEBI as per their streams and education, that also has a higher percentage of science and engineering students, employees in the organization. Let's look at some other facts. So as I said, 2/3 to 50% to 2/3 of selections of students that have happened are of non-finance background, or they have not studied finance as the primary subject, right? Then other things that are there is there is no sectional cutoff in paper 1, right? So the exam pattern for SEBI, in my last session I had discussed it in detail, so you can refer to it once again. So the paper 1 has subjects like QRE plus GA, okay, and you need to get a 30% minimum overall. There is no sectional cutoff, right? So whatever your strength area is, you can work on that and try to get the minimum cutoff marks there. If I talk about paper 2, they were questions more of financial awareness or very basic nature in terms, right? So there was conceptual knowledge that was being checked. Now this conceptual knowledge, if you get the right people to tell you the right concepts, these subjects are not difficult. Please understand, commerce, accountancy, these are languages. Okay, like we study Hindi language, like we study English language to communicate, accounts is also like a language that is used to communicate the financial information about a company to any other people. And this information is used by layman people also. I'm sure many of you are investing in the market. When you're investing in the market, there may be a lot of numbers you look at in the newspaper, that this is the profit of the company, this is the top line of the company, the share is trading at this price. So if as layman we can expect people to make sense out of it, how will it be a difficult subject to study, right? So there are certain rules. Once you know those rules, that is where your concepts are built, and after that this is not a difficult subject to study, but provided you study it accordingly, you learn it from the right people, those concepts, and understand the subject rather than mugging up some MCQs. Okay, when we do that, that is when we find paper difficult, and that is when we find the subject difficult. Again, the cutoff for phase 1 is again very lenient in SEBI, and this is the only exam that is so lenient in terms of cutoffs, whether it is having no sectional cutoffs in paper 1 or having generic cutoff rather than merit based cutoff in phase 1. Phase 2, of course, there is merit based, but in phase 1 there is no merit based cutoff. It is a generic cutoff where 30% you require in paper 1, 40% in paper 2, and overall 40%. So that gives you a lot of headroom to score well in the areas of your comfort. Okay, so that is another thing that is working in favor. Phase 2 needs focus and strategy. When your concepts have been built, now you have to strategize, you have to see past year papers, trends, what is important, what is SEBI doing, what is SEBI saying, what is happening in the economy. And if you focus right, if you have the right strategy, you will be able to clear phase 2 comfortably, because you would have covered your concepts and understood all the parts in phase 1 preparation already. So another important and good point in SEBI exam is the subjects are common. So when you're preparing for phase 1, you're also preparing for phase 2. It's not an isolation, things are happening. Now, descriptive English is a critical part in your final selection. Okay, it has a 1/3 weightage in your final selection, and now this is something which has nothing to do with you being a finance student or a non-finance student. It is same, you are at the same footing, at the same step. And if you again give right importance and practice to this, and we've had students, even selected students who have, advised aspirants the mistakes that they made in their first attempts of not taking descriptive English seriously and regretting it later. So we should learn not only just by our mistakes, by other students' mistakes also, and not repeat them. So the time is right. If you strategize well, if you time it well, and if you take the thing seriously from the guidance from the right people, you will be able to very easily prepare for this exam. Keshav, I'm looking at few of the queries that are coming in the chat right now. So Keshav is asking, is there a chance of increase in vacancy? Keshav, I cannot comment on if there will be an increase or not. There can be a possibility. At least there should not be any decline. SEBI is only growing in its nature as a regulator. This is what I have been saying in many of my previous sessions also. The importance and the work and the scope of activity of SEBI is increasing day by day, right? Stock exchanges, mutual funds, the IPOs that are coming in the market, the number of participants that are increasing in the market, the various intermediaries it regulates, more and more AIFs have started coming in. We have had different kinds of funds like the REITs and the InvITs also coming in now. SEBI is, also I think in 2021 budget, it was announced about the gold exchanges, right? As of now, we've not had a gold exchange in the that SEBI is per se regulating. We have had a one being established for the international in the IFSC. So the rules related to those exchanges will also now come under the domain of SEBI, and the warehouse receipts will be used for the trading and for the exchange of trades that are happening on the gold exchange. So regulations related to that will also come under the domain of SEBI. The number of the importance of the legal and the IT department also increasing. So in a nutshell, what I'm trying to tell is it's increasing. So there is a very much high possibility that there may be an increase in the vacancies that can come. At least the last 3 years, 80 has been the number that they are sticking to. So very high possibility, or otherwise at least this much is definitely on the cards. Okay, so Srijita is asking, is there a possibility in the interview that the candidates having special degrees or courses in securities market have a preference? You have completed BA, LLB, and am I eligible? So Srijita, yes, you are eligible because a bachelor's degree in law is taken. In fact, you will be eligible for the general post also and for the legal post also. So you have that choice, and people can give from 2 streams. So that is something you can also be able to benefit from. Now, talking about giving a preference, this is a very good question, Srijita, that you have asked, and I'm happy that you have asked this. And my answer to this is particularly that no. In a simple word, if I have to say, then the answer is no. There is no special preference given. Now, these are also misconceptions and myths that are built into your mind, right? So if I talk about any preference being given here, absolutely no such preference is given. People think they have got preferences and all, but it is all about your performance in the interview. Okay, now your performance in the interview means your personality, your confidence level, your understanding of whatever questions, technical questions, if they are being asked. It is not only the factual information and facts that you are stating, it is how you are stating it, and whether the manner in which you are articulating your answer is depicting your understanding of that question and topic rather than just factual and bookish knowledge, right? So all that is being tested, and if you do well in that, you don't really need a special degree to support. And if you have and on the other hand, if you have a degree and you cannot talk about it, say you have done a certification from NISM on derivatives, and I ask you about derivatives and you can't even explain me the difference between futures and forwards, then in fact that certification has done you more harm than good, right? So rather than focusing on the quantity of things you can write in your CV, it is about the quality of preparation that you can present in the interview overall. So in a nutshell, repeating again, no such preference is given. It's all about your performance that day and your understanding. So focus on understanding things rather than just increasing the number or the quantity of things you can write on your CV or biodata. Okay, so Saurav has given interview. Thanks, Saurav, for those inputs that there is no preference. Srijan is asking something for the commerce subjects in case of self-study, like any books or materials. Srijan, I think it's very simple for commerce subjects. Like you can refer to NCERT books. They are freely available. You can also refer to the topic wise as given in the syllabus. Those topics you can also refer to ICAI material. So I think if I am talking about books and material, there is no dearth of books and material for any of these, and all these exams, as I said, they're checking your conceptual knowledge again and again, right? And the conceptual knowledge, so basic level, and the basic level starts from as early as class 11 and 12 for these NCERT books, ICAI material, all that is freely available on the internet, and you can actually use that. So there is no hidden things about the material that you can use for if you are doing the self-study. Okay, so what I was talking about non-finance students, so how I will like to state it as that non-finance candidates are not at any kind of disadvantage, right? So it is about now you looking at the things, right? So there's a very famous image that you would have seen, right? Now it is how you read it. It is as simple as that. Everything is very simple. I think we all make it complicated. The simplicity of this image is looking at what you think. It's half full or half empty. That's the same thing. Whether you want to talk about from the point of advantage or disadvantage, I will clearly say non-finance candidates are at no disadvantage to any other candidate that are appearing for this exam. Now it is up to you to believe it or not and make it work in that manner. So from our side, from iExamB side, in our effort to always help you unfold your own potential and learn so that you just don't clear the exams, but also perform as great officers when you join these organizations, and you have the confidence to talk in an interview also before you get selected. So it's a holistic preparation is what we focus on. We cut out any kind of clutter that you are seeing around social media, internet, around you all the time. And in that effort, this Teachers Day, we are starting with a 100 days live class schedule. This schedule is a part of our SEBI course, which already consists of pre-recorded videos for the entire syllabus, already consists of PDF notes and a lot of practice tests. And these live sessions, live class schedule of 100 days is in addition to that, where we will try to cover all the aspects of the syllabus for your preparation in live class format also, in addition to, as I said, the video courses and the PDF notes. And especially to help students come out of this myth and fear of studying the finance topics, we are doing some special sessions. We will be doing special sessions before the start of this 100-day plans from the 5th of September. So these sessions will be held before the 5th of September, starting from 29th of August till the 4th of September. These I will hold myself 4 sessions, 2 related to accounts, 1 related to costing, and 1 related to Companies Act. I will be taking these sessions to help you understand, get over the fear of the subjects, and tell you how you should be studying, focusing on, so that you even understand the concepts and also overcome the fear or all the other things that you keep hearing that these are difficult or you don't have a background, then you will not be able to do it. It's all about the mindset, and we will help you to get the right mindset to crack this exam, which is much more important than actually learning the thoughts. Mindset makes all the difference. So these will be special sessions. You can enroll for the course before this if you want to be a part of these sessions also. If I talk about now the cutoff trend, this is something everybody is always interested in. कितना पढ़ना चाहिए मुझे कि मैं कट ऑफ मीट कर दूं? Okay. So before I start this, I'll just take up this query in the chat box. AB is asking, will there be legal recruitment in 2023? Yes, there will be legal recruitment also. As I stated, legal is also very, very important and growing department for SEBI, and there have been regular recruitments in legal department also, and usually they all happen together. Vidika ma'am continuously does sessions related to SEBI legal preparation also. We also recently started a separate channel on YouTube for legal topics, where regular discussion, Vidika ma'am and Amrita ma'am and Neha ma'am, our legal faculty and experts, are doing for various concepts, importance and information related to legal exams. So you may follow up that. Ma'am does give all the information related to that. And yes, very much legal recruitment will also happen in 2023. Right. So if I'm talking about the cutoff analysis, it has been in this range, the final selection and the phase 2. So as you know, what is happening is in the phase 2, we have 2 papers, right? This is descriptive English, and then we have the paper of accounts, costing, Economics, Finance, Management and Companies Act, right? So this is one paper and this is another paper. So this paper has an 85% weightage, and after that we have the interview, which has a 15% weightage, right? So these marks, phase 2, this refers to your phase 2 written exam. Okay, so this is out of 100, right? And then this is your final selection, which is a combination of your phase 2 marks plus your interview. Okay, this is also given out of 100 over here. Now how this happens is, now this marks is out of 100, right? Then we take 85% of this, right? And then we add our interview marks, which are out of 15, and that is when how we get this total. And that's why you will see this difference, that here we are seeing only 5 marks difference approximately. So that is not there that this person is getting only 5 marks in interview. No, this is scaled down because these marks are out of 100. We convert it into 85%, so marks out of 85, and then we add the interview marks. So if I look at the latest data, in 2022, the phase 2 cutoff was 62.34. It was a little less than the last two recruitment cycles. It was 66 in 2020 and 64 in 2018. Now, why was this less? It depends on, people's marks, the students' marks, and the level of the exam. The exam was moderate level in 2022. You will be able to see the past year paper. You can refer to our website where, previous year papers are available for you to practice and download, right? So this was 62.34. So if I take 85% of this, this is approximately 52. Okay, so approximately this was 52 or 53 approximately, right? So this was the scaled down marks of 85. Now if I see the final selection is 64.82, so if I subtract 53 from 64.82, approximately 12. So 12 was what that person is got out of 15 in the interview. So this is how the calculation is done, and this is how the final cutoff or the marks are added and done. So yes, if you have a higher percentage in your phase 2 or written exam, your dependency on the final selection through interview reduces. Only it reduces, it doesn't go away, right? It nowhere means that if you get 0, you should aim for a 0 marks and 100 marks in phase 2. No, you should always try to maximize both of them, right? So that is very, very important in phase 2. The cutoff, if I say, always think it around in the range of at least 65 for the final, right? And when you are practicing and doing, you should always be aiming for 75. Is that? So that is where you start getting ranks, okay? All India ranks. So that is what your aim should be. Aim high, only then you will get high, right? So that is what been the trend analysis for this particular exam, right? So this is there for today's session. I have answered all the queries that came through our Google form related to eligibility, related to cutoff, what has been the trend, how much is the cutoffs, how is the calculation done for the interview and for the phase 2 marks, and also I have discussed the selections and the preparation for non-finance candidates. If you have any other query, you can please keep sending to us. We will keep coming out with these sessions to answer your queries. As I also said at the beginning of the session, today we are doing an e-seminar where Sushil Ragde sir will be present to answer more queries. So if you have any more queries, please do attend that session and you will get all the replies. If you want to be a part of our course, of our 100-day class session plan, and even the special classes that we are holding before that, you can enroll in our courses. As of now, these are available at a 47% flat discount, and this is on the old prices. We will also be having a new prices revised from the 1st of September. So thanks everybody for joining in. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. In case of any other query, you can even write to us or call us on the number given on the screen. Thank you, everyone. Have a very good day.